Hi, this video is to show teachers how to use Blackboard for ADVETI English courses. It's a basic guide that will take about 10 minutes to go through the steps of how to use the LMS system from the beginning. If you want more advanced things, I'll put some links at the end, but also there's plenty of stuff on Blackboard on various websites and YouTube itself if you wanted to take more advanced steps. This is also designed for English courses at ADVETI, but it could also be used as an introduction for vocational courses, just some of the things are slightly different. So just before we start, this is the link we have for ADVETI. Blackboard elearning.adveti.ac.ae. The username will be your staff ID, so something like this. You'll have a different one for yourself, and the password is what the IT department gives you, and you will probably be asked to change it when you start, or certainly every month or so. And note, this is the same username and password that you'll have for your laptop and for your email, so just remember that one to begin with. Okay, in this guide there's plenty of things I'll go through, but basically I'll look at the courses, the menu bar, the online classroom if you're using online classes, the curriculum document, the ebook, MyLa, some support materials, quizzes, the writing rubric. We also have Office 365, links for tools, using announcements, quick links, and then finally some IT support if you need it. So there's quite a lot to get through, and I'll just show the page as we get through. So to access Blackboard, you type in the website. You could save it as a bookmark, and here is the login. So you would enter your username and password here, and this is what Blackboard looks like. It has our own logo on here. It has some tabs at the top, different tools you would use, fast links, and the courses. So first of all, I'm going to look at the courses. Now my courses, I can see lots of courses, depends on how much you teach, what your role is, but you'll see lots of different ways here. So if you've only got a few, then they'll appear here, but for some people we have quite a lot of courses. So I'm going to look at this course. It's an English Stream 1 course. And here on the left we have the menu bar. If you're looking on your mobile phone, this doesn't appear, and it actually drags in and out if you press this thing here. So if it's ever missing, you just need to click it in. On here we have all the things that are uploaded for this course. It depends on the course what you can see, but you can see that usually you would structure it in order of priority. So for this group, the online classes at the top, and then the materials, and then the other things. This tab at the bottom is only available to teachers because it has extra things that are not open to the students. If you want to change the order, so you want to move this further down, you can drag it up and down, and you can use this little plus sign to add dividers and subheaders as you want. So if you wanted to put one of these lines in, you would click on divider, it would appear at the bottom, and then you would drag it up if you wanted to separate those things from the other parts of the menu bar. That's basically the menu bar. I'll come back to it later on. Now I'll just look at the online class. You would click on here, and the online class is called Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. I've got a little video on how to create that, but very quickly, if you want to add the online class, you go to the plus sign, you click on tool link, you type in online class. The type is Blackboard Collaborate Ultra just up here, make it available to users, and it's ready to go. Then you have this. You can create sessions, so this teacher has set up sessions for the next day, and the classes are ready to go, and they're not open just yet. They'll only open at that time in the morning. Like I said, there's another video on online sessions. I don't want to go too much into this. Then we have, I'm just going to do this in order of getting familiar to the course. So further down here we have something called the curriculum document. This is a spreadsheet that just shows what the course you're delivering, and it's attached to this course, what the course you're delivering is. So we have week 1, week 2, week 3. This is updated every term depending on the course you're delivering, and it shows you what things should be being delivered for each week. So that's a useful tip. So if I was, let's say I was teaching in week 4, this is what I would be looking at for this week. If I'm sharing with another teacher, we'd split it up on who's teaching what and what you've got. Then we have the eBook. Now the eBook is provided to us by Pearson and it's called Cutting Edge, so it's a famous series of books. You would get an account automatically when you join with ADVETI. The first time you'd have to log in and enter and make an account. And the book appears like this. It saves to the last page you were on. It has lots of multiple choice things, drag and drops. You can listen to the audio by clicking on here. You can change the page. It has table of contents. So this is another thing you would get familiar with. And again, I'm not going to delve too far into it right now, but that's where your ebook would be. And it would change depending on the course you're teaching, that you can access that. The other support we have that goes along with this is MyLa, and this is Pearson's extra materials that are online just to practice the language points. So you can set it for work in the class, or you can set it for homework. Again, there's a lot of courses showing for me, but this would appear. So if you were teaching that unit again, the prepositions for week 4, this all appears here, and you can set this work for the students. The other supports we have, you can add your own materials. If you've got materials that you've created that you want to add in, Google Slides, your own books that you've put together, if you want, you can add it as a content or a web link, however it is in this menu here. So there's a teacher here that's put on a student book to go for their ALCPT. This is extra things they're doing, and they've added a link in for that there. So that's if you have your own materials you would want to use. Then for each course we have, each learning point we have quizzes. So let's say we're in week 4 now. We click on week 4, then we have general English. This is all made by our curriculum team. This teacher has put in their own stuff here, but there is some quizzes here. Here's one. They're usually labeled like this, 4.1. This teacher has added in their own videos to go with, but you would go to this preposition, the students would do it, and then they would click on begin. And here is what it is. It's a multiple choice. You answer, you click save. There's usually 10 questions or so. Click save and submit. The purpose of these quizzes is just for assessment of the competency after you finish teaching. It's not really for the practice, it's more to show that they've understood it. And then when they've all completed the quiz, you would go to this grade center. Please watch this video back if you're missing the steps, because I am moving quite quickly just to keep it as short as possible. Anyway, on here we have the student details and we have the results. If you don't want to look at it like this, you can click on work offline just to download it and look at it in your own way. But that activity I just looked at was called 4.1. So I'm just going to drag it a little bit more. You can change the view if it's not easy to see. Yeah, that bit easier. Just zoom it out. Okay, so here's 4.1. So I've taught this thing. I've asked the students to do that quiz to show that they're competent, and the colors just basically show me how well they're doing without actually looking into the score. So if I look down this column here, I can see most people are green, but I've got 3 guys with red. So those 3 students, the others, I don't need to reteach it. I don't need to come back to it in the class, but those 3 students probably need a little bit of extra support. Maybe you could send them an email or talk to them after the class just to give them 10 minutes on whatever you've just taught, and then ask them to repeat the activity to show where they're up to. Other things we have on this menu bar, we have the writing rubric to help you with marking writing. We have links to English vocabulary profile and English grammar profile. These are useful websites for assessing the language of a certain text. So if you wrote your own text, this will tell you the vocabulary. If it's a high level on the CEFA scale, a B2, A2, whatever it is, it will tell you what it is. And then we also have Office 365. Now Office 365 is provided to us free by Microsoft, and it's basically the full range of Office suite. So you do get it with your laptop, you get Word and Excel and PowerPoint, but this provides it in the cloud, and it will give you some storage area so that you can always access it. And as long as you're an ADVETI employee, it'll always be there. You can always download it, but it's always there for you to edit live on the go. And actually Microsoft Office have many more tools that they can add on there. There's different types of PowerPoints and the design templates. There's also OneNote, which is an excellent tool if you wanted to build sort of collaborative sheets that you could work with your students. Good way to communicate. There's SharePoint on there, so this is a good thing. So another tool that I wanted to show that can be available, I've actually just changed the course just to show it more clearly, is My Announcements. This is a good way to make formal announcements to your students, perhaps about work due or important things about exams that are coming up, anything like that. So you'd click on Announcements, you would click Create Announcement, type in whatever the message is here, and then you can upload a picture, you can share videos, you can share links, you can do whatever there, click Submit, and that now appears on the student. When the student logs in, you can look at that. Just two things about the student. If you ever want to see what the student is seeing, you would look here at, make sure you click Edit Student Preview, and this shows you what the student can see. So it just shows you how the student sees the page, just to make sure that what you've created is good. And another thing you might want to just check if things aren't available for you to edit is just this edit mode on, edit mode off. Can you see that little plus in the top corner has disappeared here? That's because my edit mode is off. So if you make sure edit mode is on, you can start doing things and changing the website, the course, sorry. And then the final thing I wanted to show was just back on the ADVETI home page of Blackboard is these links here. They've put in the fast links of what we need to use quickly outside of Blackboard. So we have Office 365, you have your emails. This is Outlook, but on the internet, on the browser rather than the app that the application that they put on your desktop. So if you wanted to check on another person's laptop, you can come into your emails via this way. You know, if you are in someone else's home and you wanted to quickly check your emails, you could use that. You have PowerPoint. No, sorry. This is the portal into ADVETI documents, so there's some important things there if you ever need it. We have entering attendance with your My Apps. There's some HR things, and the ERP, which is where a lot of HR stuff is done. So you'll get used to these, but again, I don't want to go into that in this video. And so let's just quickly recap what we've covered. So we've been through all of these things. We looked at the courses. The CRN refers to the course number, course record number. So your course has a name like English or maths, but it also has a number, so that attaches to the group that you're teaching. We went through all of these parts of the thing, and just the final thing I wanted to share was support. Blackboard, e-learning, the technical side is a complicated area. I don't profess to be an expert myself, and I think that it's just something that the more you do it, that you get more familiar with. So the key people to get support from is your line manager. So phone them, message them if you don't know how to do it. Your co-teachers, if you feel like you've asked someone too often, maybe just try your co-teachers. They're always willing to help and support, and they've been through this process. And then more technical things, if you think that your password's gone or just the links disappeared or something drastic has gone wrong, you would contact the IT person at your campus. One university that I found very helpful, and they have it in a really simple way, is Southampton University. So if you ever look for Google support, if you're ever Googling support for Blackboard, Southampton University has loads of good stuff. There's a few in America as well, but I always found Southampton to be very useful. And then we have 2 YouTube channels by people who work for ADVETI. This one is me. So if you YouTube searched for Peter Marciniak, you would find my YouTube channel. And then there's also Richard Naish, who has put together more advanced videos on how to do certain things on Blackboard that make it look more engaging for the students. My things are fixing problems, his is taking it to the next stage. Okay, so that's the introduction to Blackboard. Like I say, if you need support, follow these channels. Good luck.